Hello everyone, this is Melissa with Enchanted Emerald bringing you a full moon in Cancer reading for the evening of January 6th, 2023. It's a Friday evening and I hope everybody has had an amazing day today. I'm using the traditional Rider-Waite deck tonight just to kind of feel into what it is that each group of signs are going to be going through this full moon. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get started here. In general, the cards that we have coming up representing the energy for the full moon in Cancer, we have Hermit card coming out with the Seven of Swords. So really what I'm feeling here with this, we're in the middle of this Mercury retrograde, right? And this new moon in Cancer that presented itself back in June is now culminating all of these emotions, bringing you into the present day, okay? And so with this, it's squaring Chiron. So for those of you that don't follow astrology, basically this means this is your wounded healer. So there's going to be a lot of emotions coming to the surface. So with this, there's going to be some soul searching. Things are going to be coming to the forefront that were once hidden, right? So that's really what I'm feeling with this. This is going to be highlighting the hidden, okay? So with the Seven of Swords, though, I feel with this could be things that you've been ignoring, right? Where, you have maybe not held space for yourself back at that new moon in Cancer back in June, and now it's kind of really amplified and you're kind of carrying with you the anger, the sadness, things that you've been going through and dealing with, and just kind of stuffing those emotions down to try to get through your day-to-day. And really, there's no ignoring it anymore, right? It's really going to come bubbling up to the surface now, because when we talk about Cancer is very much about the home, right? And it's about mothering ourselves, and so it's about holding ourselves accountable, basically. And so with this, we talk about Cancer with the home. What is home? What feels like home to you? Now, this could be a physical space. This could be your emotional feeling, right? Someone can feel like home to you. A certain activity that you can do can bring up this feeling, this deja vu, like a reminiscent, a feeling of home, right? So, I feel like there could be things that you have been working on where you're like, you know what, I'm really going to try to get through this, and deep down you know that something isn't going to work, but you're really trying to strive to make it work. There's no lying to yourself about these things anymore, okay? So if you've been lying to yourself about something and really trying to, tell yourself, oh no, it's going to be okay, I'm just going to keep plugging along, and things will work themselves out eventually, pump the brakes, because it's not happening, okay? Cancer's full moon is going to call your bluff here, okay? So, I really feel like with this, it's really not okay. And so now you have to kind of know what you're going to do about this now. I feel like with that, all of these emotions that are amplified by this full moon, whatever emotion that you're carrying with you is just going to be felt so much more deeply, whether that's sadness, whether that is anger, whether that's happiness, right? Whatever that is, you're going to be feeling that so much more extreme just through this energy, right? And so I hear with us this song by Pat Benatar, that love is the battlefield. So this could be really navigating the waters of love very treacherously right now, right? Where love could be pretty tricky for some people right now through this full moon. Now, communication can already be off, so that's a given, especially with Mercury retrograde. So I feel like with particularly the Seven of Swords presenting itself, you could be experiencing someone withholding information from you, lies by omission, someone doing some soul searching, thinking, I just need to dip, I need to be out of this situation, right? Because they came up where, they were opposite of each other, right? They were someone maybe stabbing you in the back, right? There could be some manipulation going on. There's really a lot of things to kind of think about as you look at those cards there. So, I feel like really getting it together in terms of working through that relationship energy is going to be key through this full moon right now for us as well. So that could even be self-love too, right? Because in order to have the courage to leave a situation, be that even like a work situation, or to get the courage to follow your dreams, this is all self-love stuff, right? And that's taking those lessons with you that you've learned from the past, breaking cycles and moving through that in this energy as well. So big energy here with this full moon. Now for earth signs, that's Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. I got 3 cards that actually came out. So we have 5 of Wands, 8 of Cups, and 8 of Pentacles. Now, so there's 2 8s there for us. So what I feel with that's really about taking some action, right? Bringing balance into things. And when we talk about the 8s, we're also talking about cyclical patterns, right? So this could be subconscious things that you just keep repeating certain patterns throughout your life, and now you're kind of looking at things. Your emotions are charged with that 5 of Wands. This could be an internal conflict that you're experiencing where you're like, what is it that I want, and where am I holding myself back? But you're also feeling stuck, maybe like a darned if you do, darned if you don't type energy is what I'm feeling with that. So I feel like there could be just holding on to situations that are just not serving you. Like once in the past they were aligned with you, and now you're just holding on to it. It doesn't resonate with you any longer, and it's just creating more and more internal conflict because you know that it doesn't resonate any longer, and there has to be movement, right? And so you have to take action to get yourself out of that situation. And so, I really think it's going to come to a head where you're going to have to seek to bring things back into balance by you doing that 8 of Cups thing and walking away to find yourself into a situation that is a little bit more fulfilling, right? So this is big energy for earth signs. I feel, I really think that coming out of this internal conflict, you will be very much focused on building more and more in terms of what you want for your goals, your happiness, and your vision for yourself. But you just have to make that decision to get yourself out of that. Okay? Don't stay in that energy so long. Don't stay in that internal conflict. You do know what you have to do, and you just have to decide to do it, right? So just follow your intuition. Now, water signs, Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. I just got 1 card for you guys, and that is 4 of Wands. This is going to be very much in your element, of course. A very magical time, really, for you, right? A happy home, happy life, energy coming in with that 4 of Wands. Now, I do feel that you could have the potential to kind of feel at odds with yourself, like wanting to do the dang thing already, but then also on the other hand, like needing to get a plan in place and start taking action on that plan, mustering the courage to follow that plan, to really start to achieve goals, right? And working towards your vision, towards your goal, towards your dream, right? And so, with this, yes, it's going to be a very magical time, a dreamy time for you, but it's also going to bring out some triggers, right? So watch out for those emotional triggers. Now, this is going to be more of like in terms of your confidence, like where are you feeling not enough, right? Or not good enough, right? Because that's where you need to fuel that with self-love. So when you're feeling triggered, sit with that feeling. Ask yourself why you're feeling that. What about the situation has caused that? And start to honor those feelings so that you can heal that and release that and start to change how you're responding in those situations so you can move that energy for the positive. But with that, when you start to fill that void after that healing takes place with more and more self-love, it's really just going to, in essence, help you to build that confidence in taking those steps towards your dream. So remember, this is the year for individuality, right? I talked about that with my 2023 read. If you haven't yet watched that and feel so inclined, please don't hesitate to check that out. But this is the year for us to step into our authentic selves and really be who we were meant to be while we're here. And so this is the year of individuality. So just remember that it's okay to be you, right? And it reminds me of that little meme that you see. It says, be beautiful, right? Because that's the most beautiful part of the whole process of everything is we all have our own little divine mission, and we all have things to contribute to the greater good and to the whole while we are here. And so don't shy away from expressing your true divinity while you're here, because you're depriving others from experiencing that really amazing gift that you have. And it's meant to be shared with others. There's a magnificence with that. So don't shy away from that. Start to work through some of that and come out on the other side of that. I can't wait to see how things unfold for you, water signs. So moving into fire signs, okay, that's Leo, Sag, Aries. I got 3 cards for you guys, actually. So I have 7 of Wands. I really feel like this has been a lot about standing your ground. And this is really about, this full moon is going to be still about you working towards standing your ground, expressing what you want, what you need, maybe for the first time ever within relationships, within job situations. And so you are having to kind of fight off the haters a little bit here with that 7 of Wands. But it also comes in with the Knight of Pentacles, and then also with the Knight of Cups. So we are talking about our emotions, our worthiness, right? Putting our investment into ourselves. And so I do feel like it comes in with a bit of an indecisive energy. The 2 of Pentacles is on the bottom at that point of the deck. But I do feel, what I hear with this is the lyrics to the song Stuck in the Middle. So stuck in the middle with you. So I feel there's this sense of not knowing who you can trust at this point in time, right? And I feel it's all possibly stemming from past issues. So whether that is old wounds that are creeping in from past relationships, be it with parents, with so-called friends, lovers, ex-friends, whatever. This is going to be a full moon that's really about sitting with those feelings, honoring those feelings so that you're able to then claim that healing from that and move into some forgiveness. Because with that forgiveness, ultimately, there will be a fresh start. And with that, you'll have a whole new energy and dynamic within relationships. And I feel like a shift within that you will no longer be repeating some of these patterns, and you won't have to stand your ground so much. You'll radiate this energy. It'll just be in your aura that you stand tall. You're proud of who you are and who you came here to be, and you know what you want, and you know what you have to offer, right? And so, yeah, the Knights, they're a little bit of an immature energy, and it happens slowly, right? So this isn't going to happen overnight. It isn't going to happen, with a snap of a finger. It's going to be work. It's you putting in the work into yourself, into healing, and then into future relationships, right? Because relationships aren't easy, right? And we have to continuously put in the work into ourselves so that we can flourish within those relationships as well. So it's still about creating those boundaries, honoring those boundaries, and keeping them through the duration of relationships going forward. So where are you putting your emotional investment and time and energy, and knowing your worth in all of that? So moving on to air signs, that's Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. I have 2 cards for you guys, but of course, it looks a little dicey. It's the Tower card, dun, 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 with the Two of Wands. So kind of exploring your options there from the safety of your castle. Now, noting, however, that you are appearing in your own reading here at the bottom of the deck, the Star card, Aquarius. So, I really feel with this, this is looking scary, but again, as things fall apart, things must crumble to be put back together again in a better way, a new and improved version of you, right? So, but remember that foundation is always going to be intact. We're talking about a foundation here with your emotional foundation, right? Because we're talking about our full moon in Cancer. And so what are the emotional responsibilities? What are the emotional routines, so to speak, that you've put in place that are the core and essence of who you are and how that contributes to your well-being going forward, right? So I feel like you want to strive towards your dreams with that Star card, right? This is really propelling you forward to meeting your obligations, to get you to where you want to go, right? And meeting your dreams. But that personal responsibility regarding your sense of self, regarding your sense of duty around the home with Cancer as well. So this is really going to be taking you back to your roots a bit, right? Who are you surrounding yourself with? What does your home environment look like? And then really asking yourself, is this in alignment with my long-term goal? What vision I have for myself? Is this something that I can contend with in terms of moving forward? So you might have to be revisiting agreements that you've made and really start to work on that sacred self, right? Honoring yourself, your commitments to yourself. And if you've made promises to yourself in the past and then you are finding that you're not meeting those commitments to yourself now, really getting yourself into a space where you're doing those things, right? And I feel with this, again, this could be revisiting some of the old things, right? So if you used to go to the gym all the time, find yourself back at that gym. How does that feel, right? Maybe you're reminiscing about a time when you were super happy in your life. What kind of routines were you doing? And, what kind of practices were you implementing within relationships? And, how did you get into the space that you're at now and fall out of that alignment if it isn't in alignment, right? So really, I just see just exploring options, knowing you have the world in your hands, and then deciding where to go from there in terms of putting in everyday practices of getting yourself set into that foundation that is going to be able to help you feel supported going forward and getting after that dream. So big energy here, dreamy energy. I love the Cancer energy. And so I hope that this resonates with you, this reading in some way, shape, or form. And as always, I will be back with another read for you guys again soon. Thank you so much for tuning in. If you have taken the time to listen to the reading today. And again, if you're interested in your own personal reading, I'd love to be able to do that for you. You can hit me up at the square site pinned in the description box below here on YouTube, or at the top of my page on Facebook, or you can simply email me at enchantedemeraldny@gmail.com. As always, I will be back with another read for you guys again soon. Thank you so much. Take care.